Hello everyone, this is your friend SG and this is the 7th part of the React Interview Ready series where we are covering all the interview questions that are asked in a React interview. So in this video, we are covering the questions related to state and props in React. If you haven't watched the previous videos where we completed components, React hooks, lifecycle methods, JSX and other things, then go check out the videos. Okay, video links are in the description. And if you want to access this sheet and get the access to all the questions, then you can check out the sheet link in the description as well. So the very first question is explain React state and props. Okay, so what are React props? Props are the objects which store the value of attributes of a tag and work similar to the HTML attributes, whereas state is an updatable structure that is used to contain data or information about the component and can change over time. Keep this thing in mind that React state can change over time. Okay, props are immutable whereas state is mutable. So mutable means that change, so state can be changed, and we saw that we can perform changes in the state, whereas in the props those are immutable. We cannot perform any changes in the props. Props can be accessed by child component, we can pass the props, whereas the state cannot be accessed by the child components. A parent's state cannot be accessed by its child. State can only be accessed by that particular component only, whereas the props can be accessed. We can pass the props to the child. Stateless components can have props, whereas stateless components cannot have the state. As the name suggests, stateless, so they don't have the state. Props are external and are controlled by whatever renders the component, that is the parent component. So props are controlled by anything that renders them, whereas state is the internal and is controlled by the React's component itself, that particular component itself. React state is handled by themselves only. How do we update the state in a React component? So to update the state in a class component, we use this.setState and pass in an object. So in a class component, initial state, the count variable was 0. Now if we want to update that, we will use this.setState and pass an object with the updated state value. This object will be merged with the current state. When the state has been changed, the component performs re-renders. We know that. Similarly, in order to update the state in a functional component, we have to call the function returned by the useStateHook and pass the updated state to it. If we see that setState is the function that is returned by the useState. Now to that setState function, we have to pass the updated state. In a functional component, we don't pass an object to the function, but instead we directly pass the updated state. Okay, this is the main difference between updating state in functional and class component. In class component, we pass an object, whereas in a functional component, we don't pass the object, we directly pass the updated state. So the next question is how to pass data between different React components. So the components, if we want to pass values between different React components, then this could be done using the props. If we want to pass data between different React components, then this could be achieved using props. Using props, we can make the child component inherit the properties from its parent. We can simply access the props in the child using this.props. So here this is the parent component and we want to pass this value as the prop to the child. Now this is passed as prop value, as the name prop value. Now in order to access it inside the child component, we will use this.props.prop value, name of the prop, and this value will be used here. Okay, value from parent, this will be displayed here in the h2 tag. So this is what is the use of props. We can pass props as values inside a different component, okay, from parent to the child. Now we will be answering two questions. In the question slide, if you see, we will be answering two different questions, question 4th and question 5th together. So here question 4th is why can't we update React state directly, and question 5th is set state asynchronous, why? So now we will be answering both of them together. Okay, so let's see, updating the state directly, what happens? If you try to update the state directly, then it won't re-render the component. Updating the state directly means instead of using this.setState and passing an object, we will be directly updating the state. Let's say there is a count variable, so we will update it using this.state.count and is equal to, we'll pass the new value, let's say 5. So this dot state dot count is equal to 5. If we update the state variables using this, then it won't perform the re-render. So we should use set state method. It schedules an update to the component's state object. Focus on this. It schedules an update. Okay. When the state changes, component is re-rendered. Secondly, set state works in batches, which means one cannot expect set state to do the state updates immediately. It is an asynchronous operation. So the state changes may happen at a later point in time, which means manually mutating the state may get overridden by set state. What does this mean? This says that set state is asynchronous. Okay, this is the answer to our question. Is set state asynchronous? Yes, it is. So set state is asynchronous, which means that it won't immediately perform the updates. It may schedule them for future. So now what will happen? Let's take an example that we perform a state update using set state. Now immediately after that we made some state changes directly using this dot state dot count. Okay. Now the set state that we used previously, it executes now because the update was scheduled for future. So now the update is executed. So what it will do? It will override the changes that we made manually. The changes that we made using this dot state, those are overwritten by this. So those particular changes won't be visible to us because at that moment no re-render was performed. So not any changes were visible to us, and the changes only after set state will be visible. So those particular changes in between are gone. We don't have any access to them. Okay. So at some moments, in some particular cases, this might cause some issues in the working of the application. Okay. So let's consider another example. For example, if we have a browser click handler, the both child and parent and child both call the set state. Now then we don't want to re-render the child twice and instead prefer to re-render them together. Okay. So let's say there are two components, parent and child, and inside parent and child both of them call set state, and because of set state both of them re-render. Now once parent is re-rendered, because of the default behavior of React, child will also be re-rendered, and the child will also be re-rendered because of its own behavior because of set state. So child is re-rendered twice. But in order to perform this, instead of re-rendering the child twice, the set state will re-render it only once because of the set state, because of its asynchronous behavior. Okay, because of asynchronous behavior, it schedules the re-render, it schedules the update, and instead of re-rendering the child twice, it only renders it to single time. Okay, so this saves us a lot of time and makes the operations faster and cheaper. This is why set state is asynchronous, to perform time and make React more efficient. So the next question comes, is there any second argument that could be passed to set state? If any, what is its use? So the second parameter to set state is an optional callback. This is an optional callback that will be executed once set state is completed and the component is re-rendered. Okay, so this is the second optional callback that could be passed. If we want our program to update the value of a state using set state and then perform certain actions on the updated value of state, then we must specify those actions in a function which should be the second argument of the set state. Okay, if we want to make any changes to the updated value of the state, then those should be specified in the callback. If you don't do that, then those actions will be performed on the previous value of the state because of asynchronous nature, because a set state is asynchronous. So all the changes that we wanted to perform, if they are not inside the callback, those will be performed on the previous value of the state instead of the new value. So if we want to use new value, then the second callback should be passed. Okay, or component did update should be used. So this is it for this video. We understood all the concept of state, props, and all other things in this video. So this is it, and go check out the previous videos. And if you have any doubt or you have any video suggestions, you can comment me down in this video only or any other. Okay, so thank you, tata, bye bye.